Welcome to 100 Years of Advice. I hope peace finds you in this quiet study today. Tell me, friends, when the weekend approaches, do you feel excited or do you dread checking your phone? Invitations that arrive just when you've forgotten them, obituary texts ringing at all hours. Instead of feeling happy for them, do you sigh and think, "Oh no, another expense?" Your retirement income has been cut in half, yet the cost of these social obligations keeps skyrocketing. Today, we will have a cold, hard look at this celebration and condolence culture that bruises both our wallets and our hearts in old age. Let's honestly calculate the cost. Do you know how expensive a wedding meal is these days? It costs a fortune. If you put a small amount in the envelope, you feel embarrassed because it doesn't even cover the meal. If you put in a large amount to save face, your own budget for medicine and living expenses next month will collapse. You worked hard all your life to finally rest, but how long must you keep opening your tight wallet to support other people's parties? This is not just about money. It is about the survival of your own retirement. Despite this, why do we drag our heavy feet to go there? Why do we cross the threshold of wedding halls and funeral homes when we don't want to? It is because of one thing: fear. If I don't go, will they badmouth me? What if no one comes to my child's wedding or my funeral later? We go because of face and the desire to get a return on our investment. But think carefully. Is there any guarantee you will get back exactly what you paid? Under the guise of mutual aid, aren't we just suffering from debt to each other? Once you make up your mind and arrive at the venue, what do you actually do? You force a fake smile and hold the hands of hosts you haven't spoken to in 10 years. You say soulless things like, "Congratulations," or "I'm so sorry for your loss." Sign your name in the guest book and hand over the envelope. That's it. Your insides sting thinking about the money, your legs hurt, but you act with a good person mask on your face. This is neither celebration nor comfort. It is just a tiring attendance check to prove you were there. And after handing over the envelope, you find a seat in a corner of a noisy, market-like banquet hall and shovel cold buffet food into your mouth. Look around. You see only strangers, and even if you meet someone you know, you only exchange superficial greetings like, "You're still alive?" Surrounded by a crowd, a wave of profound loneliness washes over you. Don't you feel a sense of shame asking, "What am I doing here spending my own money?" This is not a scene of celebration, but a scene of solitude. We have lived our lives carrying the heavy burden of duty and obligation. We have been gaslighted by society saying, if you don't take care of social events, you will be buried socially. To avoid hearing bad things, to be remembered as a generous person, we prioritized others' events over our own well-being. We hesitated to give pocket money to our own children, but readily paid for others' children's weddings. Was that really loyalty? Or was it just our vanity? Let's look at it coldly. It was like pouring water into a bottomless bucket. When you were active in your career, when you had power, people lined up for your events. But they didn't come for you. They came for your title. Now that you are retired and have become an old man in the back room, how many people still seek you out? Can you recover even half of the money you sprinkled? Absolutely not. Human relationships are cold. When you lose power, people leave. Do not pour your remaining water into a broken jar with vain hope. Think about the way back home, utterly exhausted after being tormented by others' events all day on buses and subways. All that remains are swollen legs, a tired body, and an empty wallet. You wasted the money you could have used to buy a warm meal with your spouse or a toy for your grandchild on strangers who won't even remember you. The sin of wasting time and energy that should be spent on your family for others. Isn't this the biggest mistake we are making? When you return home, take off your fancy outing clothes and stand in front of the mirror. You see your real face without the mask. A tired, old, shabby face. The years spent struggling to please others and look like a decent person are stuck between the wrinkles. Isn't it sad that you have lived locking yourself in the prison of others' gaze, neglecting your most precious self? Now, on the downhill road of life, heading towards the terminal, we must ask ourselves a fundamental question. When I die, who will come and genuinely cry for me? Is a funeral hall crowded with hundreds of guests and lined with wreaths proof of a successful life? Number. A life with even one person who genuinely misses me is a truly successful life. Show-off networks are just illusions. In the face of death, all bubbles disappear. Dear friends, stop it now. Please stop. Taking care of others' events is ruining your old age. You are starving to death while saving face. Now is the time for a bold and bone-cutting restructuring of human relationships. Companies aren't the only ones that need restructuring. We must remove unnecessary bubbles from our lives and leave only the core. If you don't organize it now, you will live as a supporting actor in other people's lives until you die. Have the courage to say no. Do not be afraid of refusing. Don't go where you don't want to go. Don't give money you don't want to give. It is okay to make honest excuses like, I'm having a hard time because I retired, or it's hard to go because my health is bad. If they leave because of that one word, they are not people who should be by your side anyway. If they truly care about you, they will understand your situation. And if a relationship drifts away because of a few pennies, it is better for your life to cut it off right now. Open your address book and cross out the names written densely one by one. Cross out with a red line the people you contact barely once a year, people who are jealous of your joy and indifferent to your sadness, and people who drain your energy when you meet them. Spend that money, time, and emotional consumption solely for yourself and for your family, who will protect your side until the end. That is true wisdom and courage of old age. Instead of suffering to wake up early, wash and dress to go to someone else's event, sit quietly in comfortable clothes and read a book or listen to your favorite music. Enjoy a nap under the warm sun. Time to focus entirely on myself, free from the gaze of others, free from obligation. This is the greatest luxury and privilege that retired old age can enjoy. Why are you trying to return this precious freedom to others? Having a wide network is not something to boast about. The happiness of old age lies in the quality of relationships, not the quantity. Clear away all the fake relationships and business relationships. Even if you sit facing each other with just a simple soup, one or two true friends with whom you can share even a small bean are enough. Those with whom you can laugh out loud, sharing old stories at a humble table without pretense, are the real assets you must protect for life. Walk on a nearby forest path or park instead of a complicated and headache-inducing wedding hall on the weekend. Nature does not ask you for a congratulatory gift. It doesn't care what clothes you wear or how much is in your wallet. It just gives you fresh air, warm sunshine, and peace of mind for free. Heal the stress received from people in nature. That is the secret to living a long and healthy life. Save the money that would have gone out as a gift, and with that money, learn painting, calligraphy, or buy an instrument you've always wanted to learn. Or buy delicious meat and grill it. Live a life where your soul rejoices and your body enjoys. Not a life for showing others or being conscious of others. Money invested in yourself never betrays you. Close your wallet and open your heart. Relationships formed by money break when money runs out, but relationships formed by heart continue even without money, even in the face of death. Do not worry. What if they curse me for not paying? Have the guts to say, let them curse if they want. You can be a little shameless when you get old. My peace of mind is 100 times, 1,000 times more important than other people's mouths. Your peace is inside your closed wallet. Imagine a version of you who no longer worries every weekend, where do I have to go this time? Or how much money should I put in? A free you who is not startled by the phone ringing and can throw away an invitation in the trash bin even if you receive it. A life in old age, liberated from obligation and saving face, will be as light as a feather and as peaceful as a lake. Choose that freedom right now. Dear friends, please remember, the most important and grand event you should take care of in your life is not someone else's wedding or funeral. It is today. The fact that you open your eyes healthily and are alive and breathing. That miraculous today is the biggest celebration. Stop living as a groomsman for others. Live a life where you are the main character for the remaining time. This was 100 years of advice.